Okay, so welcome to follow Everton. A little bit earlier than scheduled, but it is what it is. So Everton are back after the FA Cup break, which sadly we were involved with. The lads have been on a training in Dubai. Think Everton starved the football, aren't they?
I think we are. Yeah, I think we're ready for to get some football on the go again, aren't we? Ready
Yeah.
to bite back um after the game against Wolves. We were a bit disappointing.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know whether disappointing is the right word to use. I think, if we were looking back at this under Dickhead, you know, no, seriously, right? Okay, let me shake. So you say beginning of December, end of December, we'd be mid March, undefeated in eighth, virtually, we're not safe yet, but virtually out of all the shit, really, we technically need probably one, two more wins, if that, right? To be mathematically safe. Well,
Yeah,
not mathematically safe, but to be safe, technically safe, right?
we're as good as yeah.
And walking away with a 2-all draw, sorry, one all draw at Wolves. I don't think it's a particularly bad result. At the end of the day, they played their heart and soul out on the pitch, they've given everything. Have a bit of a bad day. I don't see it as a terrible performance. Everyone's going on better's back. Well, you know what? He can't score every game. He's scoring better than what DCL is. So you know what I'm saying? I don't get this criticism. I don't. Wolves are fighting for their lives too.
Yeah, no, I agree. They put a little bit more in than we did, didn't we? Maybe there was a little bit of a malaise coming back from the warm weather camp. I think once Alcaraz come on, we were a little bit better. And even with that being the case, it's not all about XG, but the XG was in our favour. We probably were the better of the two sides, had the better chances, better should have scored. But look, the best strikers get into them positions. I don't like talking about him, but Salah who's having one of the best scoring seasons in the
No, it's
Premier
not
League.
easy. Hang on, let's get this straight. The best penalty fucking taker because they're getting a penalty or two every fucking game. So let's not. He's not scoring from. He's not scoring out of penalties, out of set pieces. So not having these free scoring. Come on, have it
No, but,
right.
but he's
Don't blow smoke up his arse.
again. If we, all right, so we'll talk about Thierry Henry. Even when he was scoring goals in one of his ridiculous seasons, or even Erling Haaland last season, he was getting or missing 2 or 3 chances before he scored that one. So
Yeah.
even the best strikers will take a couple of strikes, a couple of chances before they score. They don't score one for one. So look, he missed a couple of chances against Brentford, should have done better. He only really missed one major chance against Wolves. Let's not revert to type. Let's support him. I still have faith in him. If you put him 1-on-1 again or once or twice against West Ham, I'd back him to score.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the end of the day, the lad, the lad's better. As I say, has got us out of the shit. So I'm not gonna be citing better off. I'm not. I just think we've got the luxury now of be. It's not a luxury, but you know what I mean. Criticizing players where we shouldn't be criticizing before. At the end of the day, I've always said he needs to run out of games, and you know what? He's been getting it, and actually, yeah, he's been performing. Anyway, should we move on to what we're actually here to discuss about? This isn't a post match, right? So we face at Goodison Park. We've got 5 games left now. This is the fifth at
Is
Goodison.
there
Is it the
5 or
fifth?
4 left?
I
Let's have
think
a
it's
little look
four.
for us now. I
I'll
think
have, I think it's 4 after this. I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's 5. It's 4 after this, but probably. Yeah, it's
yeah, it's
just
4
getting
after
to
this. Yeah, it's 5
4.
altogether.
Yeah. So that's right. And yeah, it's going to be a sad one. At the end of the day, it's getting real now. It's getting real.
Yeah.
It's
I think a lot of it as well is because we're doing so well at the moment, or we're as comfortable as we are, we're as safe as we are. I feel like a lot of the chat, which is good, is going towards looking forward to the summer and obviously the changes behind the boardroom. And
Yeah.
I don't know if we are, but there seems to be a little bit of we're forgetting at this moment in time that maybe it's Goodison's last season. We're coming to the end of it, and maybe that melancholy, that sense of dread,
Well,
that endings is disappearing.
absolutely. And as I think, as David Moyes alluded to, we are not so not safe. I think this week he said, hasn't he? What that he's not even going to enter Bramley Moore until we are mathematically safe. And you
Yeah,
know what? For absolute credit to the guy. You know what? Whatever went on in the past, however he left us, and dragged out his contract and run down and left for United. He is an Evertonian and he does get us. From that day, the game with he scored in the first, I think, 2 minutes. He coined the People's Club, didn't he?
he
In
did. Yeah,
effect, and he is a blue. And you know what? He's just done a remarkable job getting us out of the fucking mire again. Shouldn't be in the position we're in, but I think there's a lot. I think you're right. Thelwell's going, and it seems like it's just going to be up top cleared and deck the halls with new, actually capable people in charge.
yeah. It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah,
The changes at board level, it's just something new, it's something different, and it's the first time we've probably done this without it being a cost cutting exercise and with being proactive. So yeah, no, look, I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. I think it's quite a big game, isn't it? Us versus West Ham. It's a
massive.
a bit of a barometer, like Eugene McGee has put there. It's the last Premier game before we go into the international break. So
Yeah,
ideally, we don't want to go into the international break with a loss because
no,
we can spin that as, look, if we win this game, we go into international break with 9 unbeaten. We've won our last game. If we lose this game, we go into it, it's 4 without a win. You know what I mean? And the narrative can potentially shift, and we don't want that. We want to keep this positive
yeah.
momentum
I mean,
going.
as I say, look at the fixtures that we do have them coming up after West Ham. The
Arsenal,
shite,
City, Forest, Liverpool,
the
yeah.
shite. Arsenal, Forest, Man City, Chelsea, Ipswich, Fulham, Everton. Sorry, of course that's Everton. Southampton, and Newcastle. I think there's an additional. I think Ipswich will win. Fulham possibly there's this outside chance. Southampton, we should beat them easily because they'll be well gone by then. Nothing to play for. So this is probably what 9, maybe 10 points left to fight for. I'm not saying that we're not going to fight for them, but we've got to be realistic in the upcoming games. So this has got to be a targeted, to get over, hopefully get over that line, and lets us then move on. Give
Yeah,
Goodison the send off that she deserves. Really, you know what I mean. Um, so have you got any team news? I know Brosier's actually returned to training, full training. I think that's right.
yeah. So it's nothing's been released like news wise, but I know the club released some training images today. Brozier was in the training images, so whether he's fit enough to play or not, but he's training with the team.
Yeah,
Sharing
I
his
don't
video.
expect him to be fit for the West
Yeah,
Ham, to be honest with you. It's definitely after the injury that you had. It's going to come too soon, and hopefully, maybe after the international break, we may see him. In the shiter and coming on. But all credit to the guy. My heart goes out to him because he's never had a full shot, and in a way, in January, I was like, "We'll send them back." But actually, now you know what? Let's play him. Let's see what he can do when he
yeah.
when he returns, and hopefully he doesn't get injured again.
I think he's something that we can build off. I think Schmitty's in training. He's going to be maybe able to come on as well if Beto is not doing the job. And I think Brozier would be good, especially with his versatility, be good to come on later on in games as well. So I agree with you on that one. And Seamus Coleman as well. He's also training as well. I think he looked relatively involved as well on the training photos that were released as well. So I think when the presser comes tomorrow, it's likely to be no major setbacks, is what it looks like. Iliman and Jai probably wait until after the international break. No Dwight McNeil, he's probably still out because there's no word on him at all. Chimiti back, Brozier back, maybe not ready to start the game, but roughly. And Seamus Coleman back as well. So we're getting back to a fully fit squad. We're still missing our two most creative attacking players, but hopefully I would like Alcaraz to start.
And this international break, can only do us favours. At the end of the day, let's get West Ham out the way. Have a few weeks off, come back and hopefully, as you say, Ndai's back, and try, and then also Brozier. Eugene, love this. Fucking come on, Newcastle, up the horse punches. Let fucking just ruin the shite season. Come on. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Honestly, I've been winding the cop-outs up. They've been fuming after the percentage they're not, but inside they are seething after Luke coming up, being knocked out of the Champions League at Anfield as well. So yeah.
I was winding up one of the Reds in my group chat saying, you've lost this, your players are knackered, you go to Newcastle, you lose, the downfall starts, this is where you let it slip.
Yeah, it really does. They're not going to fuck it up, unfortunately, but it would be nice. It would be absolutely. Have you seen that Amazon documentary yet?
Which one?
The Shite. So the Klopp's final season. I just want to watch the last.
I won't be watching that.
Oh no, I only want to watch it for the final few episodes where they fuck up. And then honestly. What was it? Yeah, honestly, I'll be the comedy value is going to be fucking. I will watch it. I'm not going to watch the whole. I'm just going to watch the last few episodes, where it just turns on them and Klopp goes out on a whimper. I'm a bitter. I don't actually care, to be honest.
Ramsey, that's absolutely brilliant, mate. That is beautiful. Oh, fantastic.
Comedy gold,
Oh, so in regards to Saturday, then, mate. Obviously, based on.
Are we playing a game Saturday? Are we?
Oh, yeah. In regards to the game on Saturday, do you see any changes in regards to the lineup? Is there any big decision that David Moyes has to make?
I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, it depends what you're seeing out in Dubai. Hope they looked like they had a really good time, bonding and getting some warm vitamin D on the bones. I can't see any major changes because I don't think we have any major comebacks. I think for this game, it's definitely coming back to early for Brozier and Jai. Again, definitely too early. So I don't, barring a miracle, I can't see anything changing drastically.
What about, let's say, in regards to, so obviously Charlie Alcaraz, he came on in the second half.
Okay, well, you know what? Actually, if it was me personally, Decore gets dropped. Alcaraz. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Do I think it will happen? I'm not criticising Moyes for it because don't get me wrong, I'm not criticising them whatsoever. I just don't see it. I hope that does change, but I can't see it.
Understand. And then, do you feel like there's any risk of Beto's place up for grabs with Chimiti being back fit? Do you reckon they go for somebody who's maybe a bit?
No, I don't. I think you'll stick with the bet. I think you'll stick with Beto again. At the end of the day, he's not scoring every game. You're not going to. Unfortunately, we're kind of like. I think I mentioned we've had DCL for so long, right? We've got a striker that scores goals, and now we're expecting to score every game. It's too much pressure on the lad for a start, right? And realistically, it ain't going to happen. We should be counting our bloody stars that we have got Beto, and he's banging them in.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if I'm just being pessimistic but I just don't expect everything all at once from Beto. Like everyone, the poor guy's got a huge expectation now to be and then he's getting ridiculed if he doesn't. I just don't think it's fair.
I think for a long time, a lot of people were under the impression that he's not good enough. Partly because, look, his all-round plays maybe is not the best, and he didn't play to his strengths, and he wasn't getting games as well. I'm a big proponent of Beto. So I think there might be maybe numerous people in the fan base who maybe didn't want to see him fail, because we all want to see all players succeed. But I think they've already had their minds made up, and it's essentially they're getting their point proven if that's the case. I understand where you're coming from, and like you said, there is a lot of pressure on him, especially after going on such a good run that maybe if he was scoring one every now and then, you'd think he's doing all right. He's still good enough for us, we'll have him. But the fact he's gone from scoring loads to scoring none, it's that case of hyperbole, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is, and you know, it's a good position to be in. That we're getting on them back, because at the end of the day, I don't think we've gotten back at DCL enough. Anyway, but I just think I've just contradicted myself there, but I think it's too much pressure for him. We're putting too much expectation and putting all the hopes on Beto, and I just don't think it's fair. Considering we've let DCL get away with it for so long. That's my opinion anyway. Where my spoons goes, probably not Decore. Probably Decore will start. Alcaraz is our only impact. Fair enough. Thankfully, Beto's work rate and the goals he's gotten, but isn't good enough going forward. Yeah, but okay, fair enough. Potentially, you can address that in the summer, but at the moment, that's what we've got. You know what I'm saying? Chimiti, I think again untested. We just putting another lad out to pasture, already. I don't think so. Brozier possibly, next game for the shape. Potentially you could argue, but again, depending from his fitness, the lad's just coming back from a massive injury, where you'll stretch it off and take away in an ambulance. Dave Smith, Decore is way off though. You should play your best 11, so I'm assuming he wants Alcaraz. J-Bond wants that, yeah, so he wants Alcaraz as well.
So, sorry, mate, on that point then, what would you think? Would you rather have Alcaraz to save him as an impact sub when players are tired and we can maybe stretch teams, or would you rather he just start from the off and go for it from the first whistle and play our strongest team for 60 minutes?
It's the country, isn't it? We had the luxury. Do you know what, mate? That's a fucking great question. Can I say both?
No, you can't.
I know I get both sides of the argument. Absolutely get both sides of the coin.
For me, personally, I think you kind of weigh it up, because I'd rather have Alcaraz on from the game, because if he's pulling the strings anyway, then you're going to tire teams out later on. Now, Decore, his ability is not technical, but what he's got legs. He's got the high intensity press. He can run. So maybe if you flip it the other way and let Alcaraz control the game for 60 minutes, and then when need be, Decore can come on and his energy running on. Especially when you've got someone like Chimiti, who's less likely to play behind the strike and come on late on, they could then play off him. So that's what I would personally do. Is I'd play Alcaraz from the beginning, because I think technically he's better. He'll control the game a lot better, create better chances. And then Decore uses energy late on, because again, we say he's an agent of chaos. He doesn't control games. So let's say there's two ways it goes. If we're leading and we're doing well, you can bring Decore on for Alcaraz, because he's stronger, he's physical, he'll play deeper, probably got a bit more responsibility in terms of defensive nous. And if we're struggling, you bring him on for someone in central midfield or whatever, and he is the agent of chaos. He gets in the box, he makes things awkward. But I guess that's what Whammy Spoons are saying. I agree. I'd rather start Alcaraz. I also don't think it's going to happen. I think a lot of managers find a lot of safety in dual roles that Decore offers, don't they? And I know it's all about winning that midfield battle, which obviously Decore's energy helps us to do as well.
But, can I just point out this present? Obviously, there's we've got 92 watching, 83 on Twitter, 7 on YouTube, and 3 on Facebook. I'm just basically putting out there, guys, if you do like our content and you're watching it on Twitter, please come over to YouTube, like and subscribe, and we can put this content for free. it just helps our algorithms. Obviously, you don't have to. We kind of we appreciate you coming over, but obviously, it is your choice. And just thank you for watching, really. But again, if you do like our content, please do like and subscribe. So yeah, so should we move? Obviously, I haven't got much in the way of team news because they've been on a break. We've been in Dubai. So if you want to put your predictions in the comments, we'll go on to them in a minute. I just think I'm just going to take a little bit to talk about Bramley Moore. The ever elusive, it's getting closer. I think we've reached a milestone this week where the season ticket holders have had a chance finally to actually buy the tickets, the lucky ones, and welcome you all, to being a fellow season ticket holder for many years to come. And I think there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's just a bunch of balls," and it's not. At the end of the day, you need to get a ticket. You must have been on the waiting list. What I think 5-6 years. So definitely not. True fans. So I do welcome you all, and hope you enjoy your new seats. I can't wait personally to get into my seat, but we've got to get over the sad time that is saying goodbye to Goodison.
Yeah, I haven't got my. I was unfortunately I'm unable to get a ticket.
Yeah.
I moved abroad for a couple of years, which meant that I've just about missed out on the threshold. I think I missed out by like 1 year to on the membership to qualify for the season ticket, which is a bit of a heartbreak, but it is what it
Keep
is.
past it, mate. The only way you can keep it on the list and try. Have you seen that new watch?
New watch? No.
There's right, honestly, I should actually say because actually I'm buying one. Christopher Ward have come out with a watch, right?
Is it the silver square one with the blue in the middle of it, is it?
Yeah, so it's amazing. So the watch strap is made of Everton shirts. So apparently the guys that own Christopher Ward, they're actually Blues, right? So apparently the watch strap's made of the home shirt. There is first 100 watches sold. They're going to be of a match worn shirt,
Yeah.
right? The back, get this will melt your heart, quite literally, right? The back plate of the watch is going to be melted down from a turnstile at Goodison.
Oh, is it actually? So you actually like a full-on piece of Goodison?
Yeah. Honestly, so you'll be quite literally having a piece of Goodison on history on your wrist, and it's like, I mean, I know you say, I mean, I can't. I'm skint as it is, but I've just got to buy it. 600 quid as well. I'm sold. I've got a problem, Chris.
That'll stop a few people taking crowbars into the game against Southampton to make sure they take a bit with them.
No comment. No comment. I'm going to play the Fifth Amendment on that one. All I'm saying is, if you need a Phillips screwdriver for the bottom half of your seat and a small socket set for the top bit. Not that I've looked, by the way. Not that I've investigated this at all.
And not that we condone any of this.
No, not at all. Not happening.
Talking about, obviously, so the opposition for Saturday.
West
Ham. Obviously, the talking points, a little bit of the connection between the two teams. David Moyes' former club, they got rid of him after winning the European trophy.
Crazy decision, if you ask me.
And obviously, both of us were going in for managers at the same time. We both wanted Graham Potter. They got Graham Potter ahead of us.
Happy days.
He's not been as successful as he is in terms of his start as David Moyes has been. We now sit above him on goal difference.
Yeah, and you know what? I think getting Moyes back, I was skeptical. I was happy to come back. Happy, not a problem. I was wanting until the end of the season. He signed a 2-year deal, 2.5-year deal, didn't he, in the end? And I actually think now, looking back, actually, it's true because he wants to build something. I think he's learned his lesson about getting his head turned by other clubs, because who knows if he didn't leave for United where we'd be. You know, at the end of the day, let's not beat around the bush. He was always destined to take the United job. Looking back at it, it wasn't a shock. I think the way that he left was a shock. But I'm glad to have him back. I'm happy on a 2.5 year deal now. And you know, let's hope, you know, he wants to show West Ham, give him 2 fingers tomorrow, and say, "F you." You know, I'm happy at Everton. I'm a blue, and we're going to win this.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. So, there's actually no predictions in the comments. So, should we move on to predictions or?
Yeah, can do, mate. Yeah, what's your predictions?
2-0 Everton.
2-0. No, I can see that. If you look at a lot of West Ham's games, there's been quite a few games where it's been a game to nil, whether they've won to nil or whether they've lost to nil. Quite a high percentage of their games have been like that, and I think we've got it in us to beat them. And I think, like you said there, I think it's going to be 1-0. I think we're going to scrape a 1-0 draw. I think we're going to be the better side, but I think it'll be a scrappy game. I think it'll be 1-0. And I think West Ham are going to have a lot more of possession. Since Graham Potter's come in, you know, if you've watched the games, you know they've got more and more possession as the games have gone on. They certainly have more possession than opposition. Even when they've lost games, the one against Newcastle, they have just, I think it was like 51, 52% possession. So we'll concede a lot of possession to West Ham. We'll let them have the ball, but we'll also catch them on the break. We'll find space between the back line, especially with a back three that doesn't play a back three typically. So I think we'll take advantage of that and we'll get a.
That was an interesting one. That one. I don't think so. I don't know about that. He was Ferguson's choice, wasn't he?
Yeah, do you know what? No, I do agree with Roy because I think Moyes was always the natural success. I think for like a year or two before he even went there, his stock was so good with us. He had such a good relationship with Sir Alex. So I think it was always the natural progression for them to go there. But as Roy said, it's not so much about Moyes. It's about Duncan Ferguson for so long. Duncan Ferguson. It's about
Duncan Ferguson. What?
Yeah. It's about Sir Alex because
I was going to stop it. I was going to say, let's see where this one's going.
as well, because there was that whole Fergie time. People were scared of United because there was a stigma around them, and it was purely because of Sir Alex Ferguson. Because even in his last seasons, their team wasn't great. They had an aging team, some poor players in that team, but they still had the fear of Sir Alex Ferguson. When teams went to Old Trafford, they struggled. It's no surprise that when he left. And it's not about David Moyes because they haven't had any managers who've done much better than David Moyes since either. But teams stopped being afraid of Manchester United and they had a poor team. They went at them. We did it with Bobby Brown's shoes, with Oviedo scoring the goal with the 1-0. So teams were just not afraid to go against Manchester United where they weren't previously. And that's where that first season, the king is dead. And once the king is dead, the people revolt, and obviously they go for it. Then there's a bit more passion in people who are going to revolt against it, don't they? And I think that's very much a case of what happened. And I think Moyes was a victim of that, a victim of a poor United squad that he inherited. And pardon me, like I said, I don't think many United managers have done much better than him since.
Have you seen the state of the stadium?
Oh, it's absolutely atrocious, isn't it? So, do you mean the new one or the current one? Because the current one,
both of them, the new one, 100,000 seats. It looks like a bloody circus tent. But anyway, this isn't United's fan channel. This is a Toffees fan. So sorry, guys. Right, I think on that note, because we haven't got any presses to speak of, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much it. We'll turn up. Hopefully, we do them over.
Yeah,
and we go into the international break celebrating a win.
Alright, up the fucking Toffees. Have a great night, what you're doing, and enjoy your Saturday. Hopefully, enjoy the game on Saturday. And yeah, up the fucking Toffees.
Up the Toffees.